About some deplorable evil people on this channel, and a lot of times the people I cover do face, like, very real punishment for being monsters. That's not always the case, though. Last month I made a video talking about Jesse Butler, the rapist. Jesse Butler, the rapist, was facing 10 rape-related charges, looking at a potential 78-year sentence, and this isn't a case of he was framed. Turns out he was innocent, completely blameless. It was the damn deep state working on a crazy conspiracy to throw an innocent man behind bars. No, there's overwhelming evidence to confirm this, including a video he himself took of a strangulation on one of his victims that, according to experts, would have literally killed her if he continued for even seconds longer. He is a rapist. He is a turbo rapist, in fact. And you would expect, given that this is so cut and dry, he would be behind bars for the rest of his life. Well, you'd be wrong to assume that, bozo, because it turns out his family, they've got some real leverage over there in Oklahoma. So much so that the judge and everyone involved in this case thought it was appropriate that he doesn't go to the slammer. Instead, they came up with a fate worse than death. Community service. Yep. His punishment will be no jail time, no nothing. He continues to breathe the free air, be a free man, and all he has to do is complete some community service, do like a phone call check-in weekly, and then some sex offender treatment. They're treating this animal like he stole a balloon on Free Balloon Day. This is absolutely preposterous, and in a sane society, it would lead to everyone involved in this catastrophic ruling not only fired, but also thrown in jail themselves, and then re-sentencing Jesse Butler to a life in prison. Like, it's not a matter of if he did it. They know he did it, and they just don't care. Let me show you what Susan C. Worthington looks like, the judge presiding over this case. I want to put a face to the name so you can see what a rape defender looks like. She is totally okay with this course of action, or really lack of action.
Bro, is that a hunchback Notre Dame?
In County District Attorney Laura Austin Thomas also seems to be enthusiastically on board with this, confirming that his sentence requires him to complete his rehabilitation plan successfully, including an aggressive schedule of therapy with a specialist in sex offender treatment, and should he fail, he faces reclassification as an adult and a sentence of 10 years in prison. That aggressive schedule of therapy, from what I'm seeing, is basically just weekly check-ins. Whoa! Holy shit, how is he going to survive that? Man, that actually might be harder than going to prison for 78 years. He has to call somebody once a week to talk about, like, his feelings, and probably still raping on the side.
Whoa.
Like I said in the last video covering this, him getting away with this, the only lesson he's learned is that he can literally do whatever he wants, and he's untouchable, he's invincible. So I imagine, not long into the future, he will rape again, and this time, he might kill his victim. He got very close to a fatal strangulation on his last one, and maybe the lesson he took away is that the reason he got caught is because his victims survived. So, maybe next time around, he won't let them survive. I think there is going to be blood on all of these people's hands. Now, I want to also show you a picture of Lauren Austin Thomas, because I think it's important you see all of the rape defenders here. Now, of course, it's not just these two worms.
John, what if judges have a rating of, like, bronze? Or no, you know, they start at gold. And if they release somebody, right, they make a judgment call, they release somebody that's maybe violent or weird, out of the public, when people know that they shouldn't, and they reoffend and it causes damage to somebody, they lose rating. And then they go down. If they go
this
under,
is a
like,
long process
bronze,
with tons of clowns in the circus that led to this disaster, but these were the only two pictures I could find to associate with them. But, yeah. Jesse Butler is free. He doesn't even have to register on anything, by the way, so he's going to go completely under the radar, incognito. He could be in your backyard raping your dog right now if you're in Oklahoma. Sleep in fear. Just sickening, disgusting stuff. Susan and Laura have sent a very clear, very loud message to the entire world. That if you're a rapist, come on down to Payne County, Oklahoma. That's a place you can call home. They'll even pop champagne to welcome you and do everything in their power to protect the rapists.
They gain rating
the reason why I'm yapping about this
making good calls
is because Jesse Butler, the rapist, just had another hearing where a lot of people turned up to protest this complete affront to God that is unfolded here.
But on what? If somebody is labeled as high risk, as in, like, people think it's a concern, high risk, and they don't reoffend within 2 years, they gain rating. If they reoffend and it's on them, they lose rating. How that? This is simple concept. This is what I would do.
You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? You have anything to say to the victims? Being loud is not a violation. Sir, you have anything to say to the victims? You have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why did you rape them, Jesse? Why did you rape the victims, Jesse?
this.
Why did you rape those girls? Why did you strangle them, Jesse? You raped those girls, Jesse. Do you have anything to say to the victims, Jesse? Why'd you rape those girls? Are you as dumb as they say you are, Jesse? Is that why you were...
Chat, really, chat, really? Really?
Are you that dumb, Jesse? Why'd you rape the girls? Jackie, why are you defending your rapist son? Why'd you rape him?
Do you feel bad for being a rapist, Jesse?
Why'd you rape him?
From what I've read and what I understand, there are a lot of people that
They're
showed up
doing
to
the
express
shame
their
bit there.
outrage over this whole
I don't mind
situation
it.
here. Payne County is very upset. But it doesn't seem like anything's happening at an upper level with Susan or Laura's jobs potentially going into the gutter, which I think they should. That should absolutely just be flushed right down the
Shame.
shitter, because this is not justice. They are clearly not actually looking
You are R-worded.
for
You're
justice.
putting people
They
at
are
risk by giving
knowingly
criminal a
allowing a
chance.
rapist to
That's why I
walk
said it.
free. I do think they should lose their jobs, and a lot of people showed up to echo similar sentiments about how ridiculous this whole thing is. The sentencing has already happened. This was just like a further hearing that people wanted to show up at to let their voices be heard about how unacceptable this is. So it's all done and dusted. He is not going to jail. He's not going on any kind of registry. He's not facing any real punishment. All he's going to be doing is some community and service, then like a bit of therapy work, I suppose.
Was it a plea deal or something? I don't get it.
Susan,
How?
Laura, and the squad of fucking...
Wait, no, we're just
deemed
how?
appropriate for the crime of rape, violent rape, numerous counts of rape, as well as a near fatal strangulation. It's unthinkable. It's so
underage?
unbelievably corrupt. I encourage all of you to look deeper into this case, because I mean, I covered a little bit of it in the video I made on it last time.
I'm listening, but
there is some really interesting connections with Jesse Butler's family, and not only the judge, but kind of everyone in that area, where his family, they do hold a lot of power. Perhaps that played a role in allowing a violent rapist to be free on the streets. Food for thought, I suppose. As you saw in that clip, there are a lot of people following Jesse around, bringing up that he is a monster.
Shame.
And since he's not going to jail, hopefully people will never forget who Jesse Butler is, a rapist. And he should be reminded of that fact every day so people can steer clear of him. It should follow him around like a fucking cloud over his head, like it's a cartoon with like rain falling on him. Like, it is literally a rapist that is a danger to everyone around him. And since the justice system over there in Payne County, Oklahoma didn't want to take it into their hands and do something about it, it's up to the citizens to keep each other informed that Jesse Butler is someone that should be avoided at all costs and ostracized from the rest of the community at the very least, so he can't prey on more victims. He is someone that should never know a moment of peace and relaxation. He is someone that people should literally sound the rape alarm anytime they see him
say that
around.
somebody is
He
tried
is
as an
a
adult.
fucking monster who got away with it.
But I know what
just
state that is if they
so
do that, like, or some shit. I don't know.
infuriating. It is beyond sickening. And I think there should be extreme calls to action for Susan, Laura, and the rest of the system that allowed this to happen. They need to lose their position. I 100% believe they are not fit for their job. They are clearly not actually in the pursuit of justice. The only takeaway you can have from the handling of this case...
Chat, what if instead of, let's say not be too close to, like, let's say, like kindergarten and schools, whatever, they have them wear a shirt or whatever, like a shirt, like that's a bright orange. Everybody knows that don't approach people that have this shirt color. You know what I mean?
Case is that the Payne County upper brass here in the justice system is on the side of rapists. It is inarguable. How the fuck can you allow them to continue to hold those positions? There needs to be some kind of governing body to come in and say, no, enough is enough. You're fired. Also, we're going to pursue charges of our own against you for this shit.
That's what I think should start riots, really?
If there's any real justice out there, I think that's what should 100% fucking happen, because this is just unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable. Anyway, though, I'll stop blabbering about it. That's about it. See ya.
So that was an interesting video. All right, chat.